The Voynich manuscript. This mysterious manuscript was discovered in 1912 by antiquarian book dealer Wilfred Voynich. Found within a Jesuit college library, this 15th century document contains over 240 pages of technical diagrams, scientific formulas, and astronomical calculations that wouldn't be developed by mainstream science for hundreds of years. Carbon dating and chemical analysis confirmed the manuscript's medieval origins. The vellum, inks, and binding techniques were authenticated as genuine 15th century materials. Yet the content describes scientific concepts that challenge every assumption about medieval knowledge and technological capabilities. The manuscript demonstrates understanding of cellular biology, advanced pharmaceutical chemistry, and aerodynamic principles that officially didn't exist in medieval Europe. The technical diagrams are particularly extraordinary. They show flying machines with sophisticated aerodynamic designs that incorporate principles of lift and propulsion not understood by mainstream science until the 20th century. These aren't fantasy illustrations of mythical creatures, but detailed engineering blueprints with precise specifications for engines, control systems, and navigation equipment that exceed medieval technological capabilities by centuries. Medical sections contain anatomical diagrams showing accurate representations of cellular structures, circulatory systems, and reproductive processes with precision that requires microscopic observation techniques. The biological knowledge demonstrates understanding of medical science that wouldn't be officially developed until the invention of advanced microscopy and modern anatomy. Pharmaceutical sections describe drug manufacturing processes, chemical formulations, and therapeutic treatments using compounds that require advanced chemistry and laboratory techniques. The medical knowledge includes precise dosage calculations and treatment protocols that demonstrate sophisticated understanding of pharmacology that medieval physicians couldn't have possessed. Perhaps most puzzling, the manuscript is written in an unknown script that has resisted every attempt at translation. Cryptographic analysis by World War II codebreakers and modern computer algorithms has consistently failed to decode the mysterious text. This suggests either a sophisticated cipher system or a completely unknown language that incorporates advanced mathematical and scientific concepts beyond medieval educational capabilities. The astronomical diagrams present equally impossible knowledge. They show celestial arrangements and planetary calculations that demonstrate understanding of cosmic mechanics not officially discovered until centuries later. The precision of these calculations requires observational data and mathematical modeling capabilities that medieval astronomers supposedly lacked. When scholars attempted to publish detailed analysis of the manuscript's advanced content, academic institutions systematically dismissed the technical diagrams as fantasy illustrations. Despite clear evidence of sophisticated scientific knowledge and engineering principles, mainstream archaeology refused to acknowledge that such understanding could have existed in medieval times. The Vatican, which had connections to the manuscript's original location, restricted access to detailed study and prevented high-resolution imaging that might reveal additional technical information. Church officials claimed the manuscript contained knowledge that threatened established religious doctrine about medieval civilization's capabilities. Yale University, which acquired the manuscript in 1969, has consistently limited research access and prohibited publication of studies that might confirm the advanced nature of the technical knowledge. Academic analysis focuses exclusively on linguistic aspects while carefully avoiding the revolutionary implications of the scientific content. Modern attempts to replicate some of the technologies described in the manuscript have produced functional devices that operate according to the illustrated principles. This proves that the technical diagrams represent genuine engineering knowledge rather than medieval fantasy. Yet this evidence remains suppressed in academic literature, dismissed as coincidental similarities to modern technology. The Sumerian king list, discovered in multiple copies throughout early 20th century excavations, records the reigns of ancient rulers with lengths that extend into hundreds of thousands of years. This suggests either that early human civilizations possessed advanced longevity techniques, or that human history extends far beyond accepted chronologies into periods when complex societies supposedly didn't exist. Multiple archaeological excavations throughout Mesopotamia have uncovered consistent copies of this king list, all containing identical information about antediluvian rulers who reigned for periods ranging from 18,600 to 65,000 years. The mathematical precision and consistency across different sources indicates systematic record-keeping rather than mythological speculation. The document divides human history into pre-flood and post-flood periods, with pre-flood rulers having impossibly long reigns, while post-flood rulers show progressively shorter lifespans approaching normal human ranges. This transition pattern suggests knowledge of longevity techniques that were lost during a global catastrophe, techniques that enabled extended lifespans far beyond normal human biology. Archaeological verification has confirmed the existence of many rulers listed in the post-flood sections, lending credibility to the entire document, including the impossible pre-flood chronologies. Cities, dynasties, and political events described in the king list match other historical sources and archaeological evidence, proving the document's historical accuracy for verifiable periods. Most significantly, the king list describes technological and cultural achievements during the long reign periods that exceed capabilities attributed to early Mesopotamian civilizations. The pre-flood rulers are credited with establishing advanced agriculture, metallurgy, and urban planning that required sophisticated knowledge and organizational systems supposedly beyond ancient capabilities. Mathematical analysis of the reign lengths reveals patterns based on astronomical cycles and mathematical constants that demonstrate advanced numerical knowledge. The chronologies incorporate precise calculations of solar, lunar, and planetary cycles that require sophisticated astronomical observation and mathematical understanding, far exceeding what ancient Mesopotamians supposedly possessed. When scholars attempted to publish research supporting the historical accuracy of these extended chronologies, academic institutions systematically dismissed the king list as mythological speculation. Despite archaeological evidence confirming many details and the mathematical sophistication of the astronomical calculations, mainstream archaeology refuses to consider that the impossible chronologies might be accurate records. Museums display the king list as an example of ancient mythology, while suppressing academic discussion of the advanced mathematical and astronomical knowledge demonstrated in the chronological calculations. The archaeological evidence supporting many listed rulers and events is acknowledged, but the implications for extended human history are ignored. Universities prohibit research that might validate the extended chronologies or investigate the technological achievements attributed to long-reigned rulers. Academic policy maintains that human civilization couldn't have achieved sophisticated development during the periods described in the pre-flood sections, despite evidence suggesting otherwise. Government archaeological agencies restrict access to Mesopotamian sites where additional king list copies might be discovered. This prevents verification of the extended chronologies and technological achievements that could prove early human civilizations possessed knowledge and capabilities far exceeding accepted timelines. Real quick, if you're learning something new from this video, be sure to like and drop a comment with your favorite. It helps us to spread this info to those who need to hear it most. Also subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss what we reveal next. Trust me, there's a whole lot more hidden. Now back to it. The Chinese pyramids. Massive pyramid structures photographed in 1947 by Colonel Maurice Shahan were described in ancient Chinese historical records as being built by visitors who possessed flying vehicles and advanced construction technologies that modern engineering considers impossible. These historical records, preserved in Chinese imperial archives, describe the pyramids as landing platforms for celestial vehicles and detail construction methods using stones that were made weightless through unknown technological processes. The documents describe builders who could manipulate gravity and levitate massive stone blocks, technologies that shouldn't have existed in ancient times. Measurements from Shahan's aerial photographs confirmed that these Chinese pyramids exceeded the Great Pyramid of Giza in both height and base dimensions, making them the largest constructed structures in the world. The precision of construction and massive scale required technological capabilities that exceeded ancient Chinese engineering by thousands of years. Ancient Chinese texts describe the pyramid builders as arriving from the sky in metal dragons that could fly without wings and carried weapons that could destroy mountains. These technological descriptions include detailed accounts of aircraft, advanced weapons systems, and construction equipment that operated according to unknown principles far beyond ancient Chinese capabilities. Historical records from multiple Chinese dynasties consistently describe these pyramids as ancient even during early Chinese civilization, suggesting they were built by pre-Chinese civilizations that possessed advanced technological capabilities. The chronology places pyramid construction thousands of years before accepted Chinese technological development, implying lost civilizations with superior knowledge. Archaeological investigation revealed that the pyramids incorporated construction techniques using precisely fitted stone blocks weighing hundreds of tons, positioned with mathematical accuracy that required advanced engineering knowledge and lifting technologies. The construction methods exceeded all known capabilities of ancient Chinese civilization, suggesting access to technologies that have been lost to history. When Western archaeologists attempted to investigate these Chinese pyramids, the Chinese government immediately restricted access and classified the historical records describing their construction and purpose. Official policy maintains that these structures are natural hills, despite clear photographic evidence of artificial construction and geometric precision. The systematic suppression continues today, with international archaeological organizations excluding the Chinese pyramids from global heritage discussions and avoiding acknowledgement of their existence in academic literature. This maintains the fiction that the world's largest pyramids don't exist, despite photographic evidence and extensive historical documentation proving their artificial construction and impossible technological origins. Modern satellite imagery clearly shows the geometric precision and artificial nature of these pyramid structures, but official sources continue to classify them as natural formations, while restricting ground investigation that might confirm their technological significance and ancient origins. The evidence points to construction capabilities that challenge everything we understand about ancient engineering limitations. The Mayan codices. The surviving Mayan codices, particularly the Madrid Codex, contain astronomical calculations that accurately predict solar eclipses, planetary alignments, and cosmic events thousands of years into the future, with precision that requires computational capabilities far exceeding what mainstream science attributes to ancient American civilizations. The mathematical sophistication demonstrated in these calculations includes zero concepts, positional notation, and complex astronomical formulas that enable accurate prediction of celestial events occurring centuries after the Codex was created. This mathematical knowledge exceeded what was available to European civilization during the same historical period, suggesting the Maya had access to advanced computational methods. Most extraordinary are the calculations predicting planetary positions and eclipse cycles with accuracy that requires precise understanding of orbital mechanics and gravitational effects. This astronomical knowledge demonstrates sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics that mainstream archaeology claims wasn't developed until modern astronomy. Yet the Maya were using these principles centuries earlier. The Codex includes technical diagrams showing mechanical devices for astronomical calculation that appear to function as analog computers capable of modeling planetary movements and predicting celestial events. These devices incorporate gear ratios and mathematical principles that require advanced engineering knowledge supposedly unavailable to ancient American civilizations. Calendar calculations extend thousands of years into both past and future, incorporating astronomical cycles and cosmic events that require long-term observational data and mathematical modeling capabilities. The chronological precision suggests access to astronomical records spanning millennia, implying continuous scientific observation over periods that exceed accepted Mayan chronology. Navigation sections describe oceanic travel techniques and astronomical navigation methods that enabled long-distance sea travel using celestial positioning. This maritime knowledge suggests Mayan civilization achieved transoceanic navigation capabilities that exceeded contemporary European exploration, challenging assumptions about ancient American isolation from global contact. When Spanish conquistadors discovered extensive Mayan libraries containing thousands of these advanced texts, they systematically destroyed the materials to eliminate what they considered dangerous knowledge that challenged Christian cosmology. However, the few surviving codices preserve evidence of impossible technological and scientific achievements that continue to puzzle modern scholars. Access to detailed study of the Madrid Codex remains restricted by Mexican cultural authorities who limit research to prevent comprehensive analysis of the advanced mathematical and astronomical content. Academic investigation focuses on cultural aspects while carefully avoiding the revolutionary implications of the scientific knowledge that could rewrite our understanding of ancient American capabilities. Tesla's seized research notes. The personal research notes of inventor Nikola Tesla were seized by federal agents immediately after his death in 1943. These documents describe successful experiments in wireless power transmission, electromagnetic field manipulation, and communication technologies that would revolutionize modern civilization if they were publicly available instead of remaining classified under the highest security levels. Tesla's laboratory notes detail achieving wireless power transmission over distances of hundreds of miles using resonance principles that could provide unlimited energy to any location on Earth. The technology promised to eliminate fossil fuel dependence and provide clean energy for global civilization. Yet these breakthrough discoveries remain locked away from public access. Most extraordinary are detailed records of electromagnetic experiments, where Tesla achieved manipulation of gravitational effects using field interactions. The research describes principles for controlling forces that current physics considers impossible to influence through electromagnetic means, suggesting Tesla discovered fundamental relationships between electricity and gravity that mainstream science has yet to understand. Communication experiments documented in Tesla's private notes describe contact with intelligence sources that he identified as originating beyond Earth using advanced radio technologies. These communications included technical information about energy generation and space travel that exceeded terrestrial scientific knowledge available during Tesla's lifetime, suggesting access to advanced technological principles. Research into planetary electromagnetic properties led Tesla to discoveries about energy systems that could be accessed for unlimited power generation. The geophysical investigations described techniques for tapping planetary electromagnetic fields that could provide energy sources exceeding all known power generation methods, offering solutions to global energy challenges. Military applications documented in the research include directed energy systems capable of neutralizing aircraft and missiles at distances of hundreds of miles. These defensive technologies could protect entire regions using focused electromagnetic energy, representing weapons capabilities that remain classified despite their potential for revolutionizing defense systems. When federal agencies seized Tesla's research materials, they were immediately classified under national security protocols and distributed to military research programs that attempted to replicate his technological breakthroughs. However, public access to this research has been consistently denied, despite numerous Freedom of Information Act requests over the decades. Government scientists who worked on replicating Tesla's experiments achieved partial success, but were prohibited from publishing results that might confirm the revolutionary nature of his technological discoveries. Military applications were developed in classified programs, while the civilian benefits that could transform modern civilization remained suppressed to protect established industrial interests. The Dead Sea Scrolls. Texts discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls between 1947 and 1956 describe advanced astronomical knowledge, precise historical chronologies, and technological capabilities that exceed what mainstream archaeology attributes to ancient Jewish communities living in desert settlements. The most controversial scrolls contain detailed technical descriptions of advanced metallurgy, precision manufacturing, and engineering techniques that require technological capabilities exceeding accepted ancient development. The metalworking knowledge describes alloy production and manufacturing methods that weren't officially developed until modern industrial periods, suggesting access to advanced materials science. Astronomical texts demonstrate precise calculations of planetary positions, eclipse predictions, and cosmic event chronologies that show sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics. This astronomical knowledge includes mathematical principles and observational data that exceed capabilities attributed to ancient civilizations, implying access to advanced computational methods and long-term astronomical records. Historical chronologies present alternative accounts of major events and different timelines that contradict accepted biblical and historical narratives. These alternative versions include detailed information about political developments, technological achievements, and cultural interactions that challenge fundamental religious and academic assumptions about ancient Middle Eastern civilization. Most controversial are texts describing contact with beings who provided advanced knowledge, including technological information, scientific principles, and historical records that enabled ancient communities to achieve capabilities exceeding normal human development. These accounts describe knowledge transfer from sources possessing understanding far beyond ancient human capabilities. Scientific texts describe natural phenomena, mathematical principles, and technological applications that demonstrate advanced understanding of physics, chemistry, and engineering. The scientific knowledge includes precise formulas and technical specifications that exceed ancient educational capabilities, suggesting access to information sources beyond conventional ancient scholarship. Access to complete study of the Dead Sea Scrolls remains restricted by religious authorities and government agencies that control these materials. Many of the most controversial texts have never been publicly released. and those that have been made available are subject to heavily edited translations that obscure their most challenging content. Religious institutions actively suppress publication of scroll texts that contradict established theological doctrines, while academic institutions avoid research that might validate advanced ancient knowledge or challenge accepted historical timelines. The systematic suppression extends to preventing comprehensive analysis that might confirm revolutionary ancient capabilities. Byrd's Antarctic Diary. Admiral Richard Byrd's personal diary from his 1947 Antarctic expedition describes discovering vast underground territories with advanced civilizations, warm climate zones beneath polar ice, and contact with inhabitants possessing flying vehicles and scientific knowledge exceeding contemporary human capabilities. Byrd's official expedition reports were heavily censored, but his personal diary provides detailed accounts of flying over ice-free areas containing cities, vegetation, and inhabitants who demonstrated technological capabilities, including aircraft that operated without visible propulsion systems and energy sources that maintained tropical climates in polar regions. The diary describes contact with underground inhabitants who claimed to represent ancient civilizations that had survived global catastrophes by developing subterranean habitats. These inhabitants demonstrated advanced technologies, including vehicles that defied gravitational limitations, unlimited energy sources, and environmental control systems that created livable conditions in impossible locations. Navigation records describe geographical features that don't appear on any official maps, including mountain ranges, rivers, and urban areas located beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. The geographical descriptions include precise coordinates and navigational landmarks that suggest extensive underground territories far exceeding anything acknowledged by conventional geography. Scientific observations documented unusual ecosystems and climatic conditions that violate accepted understanding of Antarctic geography and climate. The environmental data includes temperature readings, botanical specimens, and geological formations that shouldn't exist in polar regions according to established climatology and geography. When Byrd attempted to discuss his Antarctic discoveries publicly, military authorities immediately imposed censorship and classified his expedition reports. His personal diary was confiscated, and he was prohibited from public discussion of underground discoveries and technological encounters that challenged accepted understanding of polar geography. International Antarctic treaties established after Byrd's expedition included provisions restricting unauthorized exploration and research activities. These agreements effectively prevent independent verification of his discoveries while maintaining official control over Antarctic investigation and limiting access to potential underground territories that might confirm his extraordinary accounts. Modern Antarctic research programs systematically avoid geographical areas described in Byrd's diary, while satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar surveys that might confirm underground structures remain restricted through international agreements that limit comprehensive geological investigation of polar regions. Egyptian Temple Archives. Egyptian temple archives discovered during the 19th century excavations contain hieroglyphic texts with detailed accounts of diplomatic and trade relationships with a civilization they called the People of the Sea, describing technologies that included flying vehicles, energy generation systems, and construction techniques that enabled massive architectural projects using methods that exceeded ancient Egyptian capabilities. The temple records provide precise geographical coordinates and navigational instructions for reaching these territories, including detailed maps showing continental configurations and oceanic routes that don't match current geographical understanding. The mapping data demonstrates advanced geographical knowledge and navigation techniques that required sophisticated surveying and astronomical positioning capabilities supposedly unavailable to ancient civilizations. Historical chronologies place this advanced civilization existing for millennia before its destruction in a global catastrophe that altered continental positions and oceanic boundaries. The timelines position complex human development thousands of years earlier than accepted archaeological theory allows, suggesting that sophisticated civilizations existed during periods when mainstream science claims no organized societies had developed. Trade documentation reveals extensive commercial relationships involving exchange of technologies, scientific knowledge, and manufactured goods that required sophisticated transportation and communication systems connecting distant civilizations across oceanic distances. The commercial records describe economic systems and manufacturing capabilities that exceeded ancient Egyptian development by centuries. Most significantly, the temple records describe scientific achievements including mastery of energy manipulation, gravitational control, and consciousness enhancement techniques that enabled capabilities exceeding normal human limitations. The scientific knowledge included principles that modern physics has not yet developed, suggesting access to understanding that surpasses contemporary scientific achievement. When European archaeologists discovered these temple records, Egyptian authorities immediately restricted access and classified the documents to prevent international study that might validate the historical existence of advanced prehistoric civilizations. The systematic suppression continues today, with museums displaying conventional Egyptian artifacts while keeping the revolutionary materials hidden from public examination. Academic institutions dismiss these records as mythological speculation, despite the detailed technical and geographical information that demonstrates advanced knowledge. The integration of these accounts throughout legitimate Egyptian historical documentation proves their authenticity, yet mainstream archaeology refuses to acknowledge their implications for extended human chronology. Government archaeological agencies prohibit excavation at Egyptian sites where additional records might be discovered, while international agreements restrict oceanic exploration that might locate ruins using the geographical coordinates provided in the temple archives. The suppression extends to preventing research that might validate technologies and capabilities described in these authentic historical documents. Inca Historical Chronicles. Spanish chronicles documenting Inca historical accounts claim their civilization inherited advanced astronomical knowledge from previous civilizations, possessing the ability to predict cosmic events, navigate using stellar positions, and calculate calendars incorporating cycles spanning hundreds of thousands of years, with mathematical precision requiring technological capabilities exceeding accepted ancient American development. The chronicles describe Inca astronomical records demonstrating precise knowledge of planetary movements, stellar positions, and cosmic cycles that enabled accurate prediction of eclipses, seasonal changes, and celestial events thousands of years into the future, using mathematical calculations that exceeded European astronomical capabilities during the same historical period. Most extraordinary are descriptions of inherited technologies including devices for astronomical calculation, navigation instruments, and mechanical computers that operated as systems for predicting celestial events. These devices incorporated mathematical principles and engineering techniques that required advanced scientific knowledge supposedly unavailable to ancient American civilizations. Historical records describe previous civilizations that had achieved space travel, established settlements beyond Earth, and maintained communication with distant civilizations using technologies that were partially preserved in Inca astronomical knowledge. The inherited information included technical specifications for advanced aerospace technologies that exceeded anything available to the 16th century European civilization. Construction techniques inherited from these previous civilizations enabled precision stone cutting, massive block transportation, and architectural engineering that achieved earthquake-resistant construction, using methods that modern engineering has difficulty replicating despite technological advantages. The building capabilities demonstrated understanding of structural engineering and materials science that surpassed contemporary European construction methods. Metallurgical knowledge included techniques for producing alloys, precision manufacturing, and metalworking that required understanding of chemical processes and materials science that exceeded capabilities available to ancient American civilizations, according to accepted archaeological theory. The technical knowledge demonstrated sophisticated understanding of metallurgy that wouldn't be officially developed until industrial periods, when Spanish conquistadors discovered extensive Inca libraries containing astronomical and technological records. They systematically destroyed the materials to eliminate knowledge that challenged Christian cosmology and European technological supremacy. Only fragments survived in chronicle accounts that were themselves suppressed by colonial authorities. Colonial governments prohibited publication of historical records that might prove indigenous. American civilizations possessed scientific and technological capabilities exceeding European development. Academic institutions continue this suppression today, dismissing Spanish chronicles describing advanced Inca inherited knowledge as exaggerated colonial propaganda, despite archaeological evidence of sophisticated achievements. Vatican Secret Archives. Documents leaked from Vatican secret archives reveal medieval manuscripts describing encounters with beings possessing flying vehicles, advanced weapons, and scientific knowledge that was incorporated into church technological development during the Renaissance. The leaked materials include papal correspondence, Inquisition records, and theological documents containing evidence of systematically suppressed knowledge. Medieval manuscripts describe contact with visitors who demonstrated technologies including aircraft that operated without visible propulsion, energy generation systems, and manufacturing techniques that enabled rapid construction and advanced materials production. The technological knowledge included engineering principles and scientific discoveries that weren't officially developed until centuries later. Inquisition records document investigations of individuals who possessed advanced scientific knowledge, technological capabilities, and historical information that challenged church doctrine. The investigations reveal systematic suppression of advanced knowledge and elimination of individuals who threatened religious authority through superior understanding of natural phenomena and technological principles. Papal correspondence describes diplomatic relationships with advanced groups, including exchange of ambassadors, technological information, and scientific knowledge that enabled church influence over European political and technological development. The diplomatic records describe ongoing contact with sources possessing knowledge far exceeding medieval European capabilities. Historical chronicles document alternative versions of major historical events, including different accounts of technological discoveries, political developments, and scientific achievements that contradict accepted historical narratives. These alternative accounts reveal systematic falsification of historical records to maintain established religious and political authority. Most controversial or theological documents describing church knowledge of advanced civilizations, ongoing contact with non-human intelligences, and technological capabilities that were suppressed to maintain religious authority and prevent challenges to Christian cosmology. The materials prove that revolutionary knowledge was deliberately hidden to preserve institutional control over European development. When scholars attempted to verify the leaked Vatican documents, church authorities denied their authenticity and restricted access to archives that might contain corroborating materials. Independent investigation was prohibited, and individuals possessing leaked materials were subjected to legal action designed to prevent further disclosure. Academic institutions were pressured to dismiss the leaked documents as modern forgeries, despite authentication by document experts and consistency with known historical events. The suppression extends to prohibiting research that might validate advanced medieval knowledge or contact with sources possessing superior technological understanding. Government agencies classified investigation of the leaked materials and prohibited research that might validate historical accounts of advanced knowledge or technological contact that could threaten established historical narratives and religious institutions. The systematic suppression continues today, with access to Vatican archives remaining strictly controlled to prevent verification of controversial historical records. These 10 historical records represent documented evidence that human history contains deliberately suppressed chapters describing technological capabilities, astronomical knowledge, and civilizational achievements that fundamentally contradict established academic narratives. The pattern of suppression spans religious, academic, and government institutions that recognize certain historical evidence, threatens the foundational assumptions upon which their authority rests. The consistent suppression across centuries and continents suggests coordinated efforts to maintain control over historical narratives and prevent public awareness of evidence that would revolutionize our understanding of human capabilities and development. These authentic documents prove that our ancestors possessed knowledge and technologies far exceeding what we've been taught. Yet this evidence remains hidden in classified archives and restricted libraries, where it cannot challenge established power structures. The evidence presented by these suppressed historical records reveals a disturbing pattern that extends beyond simple academic oversight. When we examine the systematic nature of this suppression, we discover that certain institutions have actively worked to maintain artificial limitations on human understanding. The coordination required to suppress evidence across multiple continents, different time periods, and various academic disciplines suggests an organized effort to control historical narratives. If this video has taught you something new, then you'll definitely want to check out our last video detailing evidence we have of time travelers, but the government trying to suppress them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Don't keep these discoveries as a secret to yourself and stay tuned to learn more. Until next time, when we find out how.